welcome to the Aircel NDTV Save Our Tigers campaign Season 4. Our journey today takes us to the Sundarbans, a magnificent forest habitat which is as unique as it is beautiful. A very special guest who you've seen in a rather different avatar, but Aditi Rao Hydari, thank you so much for joining us. This is your first time that you're in the Sundarbans, right?
Absolutely. I have never been here, and I've never seen a place like this. I mean, there's just this terrain, the way that the water is, the mangroves, of course. I think it's the world's largest mangrove, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just incredible. Even just like driving in, just the little settlements that I saw surrounded by water, and I don't know, it was just really different from anything I've seen before. So I'm very excited to be here today.
You know, everyone is so familiar with a very different avatar of yours, but you're not really new to jungles, although Sundarbans is the first time.
Yeah. I've actually traveled quite a bit and traveled quite a bit in jungles. So I think the first time that I went to a jungle, I was very little. It was very special, and I think that's what got me hooked, because it was just such an amazing experience. I was with these childhood friends of mine, and their family friend is Valmik Thapar. So I think he told our parents to just sort of bundle us into a car and send us off to the jungle. And so we went to Sariska, where in fact there are not so many tigers, and he took us out on our first drive through the jungle, and you won't believe, but we actually saw a tiger. We saw a tiger, and we saw a tiger for a long time, and it was just incredible, because we were kids and we should have been shouting and screaming and making a fuss or whatever, or scared or whatever, but we weren't. We were so mesmerized, because it is the most beautiful animal. It's really spectacular, and I don't know, we were just like gobsmacked. And I think that is what really got me hooked to this whole jungle experience. And I can be quite a little drama queen and a princess, and I like my comfort and whatever, but growing up, because I had this jungle, I constantly had this jungle experience. I really enjoy that, waking up at the crack of dawn, dying in the cold in a jeep, but just spotting the animals, listening to the calls in the wild, that whole thing of a monkey on ground, tiger not around, those things are just so exciting. And I think for kids growing up, I think that's just the most incredible thing, and just you feel so I don't know, it's a different experience, something that I can't really explain. You also feel like really inconsequential in the larger scheme of things. So I think it's a real leveler, and it's really amazing to have that. And I've been to a lot of forests actually, not a lot, but quite a few. I've been to Sariska, of course. I've been to Bandhavgarh, Kanha, Bandipur, not in India but Kruger, now here, and every time I've seen a tiger. Not a tiger, actually many tigers. So it's always been...
Not everyone can actually,
claim this, right? Yeah. So I feel very lucky, and yeah, and I think it was that first time. That was what was lucky, because in fact in Sariska, when we went back to the hotel, when we were screaming, we saw a tiger, nobody believed us. And then Valmik Thapar came and said, no, we did see a tiger. So I think that is what set it for me. So I've always had a great experience in a forest.
All right, great. Let's hope that Lady Luck and you will also
help us.
I
hope
sight.
So.
It's really tough sighting a tiger in the Sundarbans from what we've heard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we're actually hoping that you'll also help us with the luck factor.
You have to give me enough time here. I wish I had more time here.
And what we have lined up for you next is actually a unique boat. That's actually a mobile resource center, and it's actually going to bring, not just conservation to the people, but also people closer to conservation. So let's go have a look.
Thank you for coming to Sundarbans.
This is a boat that's called Bagh Bachao. quite obvious, but why is it called Bagh Bachao and what is going to be the purpose of this boat? Let's find out from Brinda. Brinda, a lot of effort has gone into putting this together.
Yeah.
How is it really going to help?
So basically this project, it's not only the boat, it's the entire project that's called Bagh Bachao, which is part of the Aircel Save Our Tigers initiative. And it's sort of going to go into communities and work with the children, work with the adults in the communities. It's going to be working as a health camp, also in accordance with the forest department, where the forest guards are going to be using this in case of emergencies. So it's going to be like assisting the entire universe of Sundarbans, as it's the first of its kind in any case. So we're trying to see whether how much it can help. I'm sure it will, because with Sanctuary Asia and their expertise over here on ground, I'm sure it's going to help the communities living over here, sort of spreading the message and awareness of conserving our tigers.
In fact, many of the villages here don't even have electricity, and that's also a huge issue.
I mean, I can't even, I don't know, it's something that I can't just get past, because coming in here, that's what I was told. And the problems that crop up with a situation like that, I mean, they're countless. Also today, somebody
Joydeep
got a nail in his, and the nail went through his chappal and into his foot. And there's no doctor close by. The closest proper clinic or hospital is an hour and a half by boat, which also, depending on the tide, is going to take either longer or less or whatever, right? And the closest doctor is a little clinic in the village. So that's another thing. I mean, a boat like this could really help with that. A basic healthcare, and in an area like this, where you really need it, it's totally wild, actually. So,
And that's where really the
and
boat
God
is-
forbid if he'd had a snake bite instead,
Oh my
because
God.
so that's and this is a snake infested area. So in fact they found a snake here on the 23rd, a king cobra. Yeah. So yeah, so that's how this boat is going to help. It's going to be like holding health camps. Doctors are going to be going into the villages and communities, and we are also using this as a place to take, as a way to take the kids into the protected area, because as you said, they don't really consider this a protected area. They consider it as part of what they've grown up in. So just to educate them on what is the importance of conserving this place.
and also, I think when people live in areas like this, their priorities are so different because they're just grappling with so much more.
Exactly.
So somehow to convert that priority and also say like, look, you are living in the most exquisite area, and to somehow become friends with it rather than look at it as a fear or a burden or a problem, which it is actually. I mean, it could be, but it shouldn't be. So I think things like this, I mean, if we can facilitate them, I think that would be amazing. And that's what you were talking about, make everybody being on the same page, the locals, the conservationists, the forest department, and that's when that you actually take pride in your
And that's where I'd like to thank you and thank people like NDTV, because when you people put a sort of a voice into, when you sort of talk about what we are doing, when NDTV sort of starts showcasing it, that's when this whole mission of ours amplifies. It's now become into, so we all are stakeholders in the whole initiative of Save Our Tigers now.
And in fact, what is interesting also is that stakeholders and all kinds of stakeholders, including not just villagers, children,
Yeah.
also forest guards, they will also be a part of your process,
yes.
isn't it?
So they're very much part of this whole thing. The forest guards will also be using this boat as a sort of a means for any emergency that is required by the forest department. This boat will be used by them, because unlike any other protected area, over here you don't go on for a safari on a jeep. Everything is through a boat. So this is going to be also assisting the forest department.
The idea of these boats is not just to drive home the point of conservation, but also to provide information and be an important resource when it comes to medical health and checkups. Time now to also witness a very special traditional chow performance with another special guest.